I had to school this youngin the other day. I had to school him on the history of rap. But then he tried to school me on what's going down in rap today. I wasn't having that. I had to kill all of that. I had to squash all of that. So this is how it went down. I had a little birthday party, playing some good music from different generations, different, eras, different types of music. And one of the songs that popped up in the playlist was Public Enemy's Fight the Power. So I'm a Gen X'er. Anybody from that time period, Public Enemy's Fight the Power. If you don't, go look it up. Find it on YouTube. It's from like 1989, 1990, somewhere around there, right? So as the song's playing, nice party, good food, good music. Bought a fog machine. It was nice. So when the song comes on, I started kicking it with a couple of the youngins at the party, schooling them a little bit about, and some of them had heard me talk about this before, but schooling them about how at one point in time in rap, conscious rap, empowering rap, self-empowering rap, community rap, awareness rap was maybe the top selling rap for a little period. And then something happened and it kind of got like pushed aside and drowned out, and then more hood, some would call it gangster rap, violent rap, street rap, whatever the fuck you want to call it. That started getting more and more play. And some of that had to do with the fight over the First Amendment and freedom of speech and censorship. And, the young generation is always like, fuck you, it's different, we're going to change the world, and you're trying to censor us. And the older people are like, what is this trash you're playing? Now that I'm a little bit older, kind of get what the older side was saying, but I get what the young people are saying too. So in that time period, the more outlandish some of the lyrics were, the more sexual, the more violent, the more just in your face the lyrics were, the more people were requesting it, the more airplay it was getting, the more sales it was getting. And so a lot of the conscious self-empowering rap got pushed aside. And I don't necessarily think that was coincidence. So I was trying to kick that a little bit to these youngins. And one of them in particular, smart kid, like IQ-wise, really smart, good kid. But sometimes people will be so smart, they they know 11 languages but don't necessarily know what people are talking about. You know what I'm talking about? So smart that you know 11 different languages but you don't necessarily know what people are talking about. So a good kid, but he steps up and he's like, no, raps always have violence. All right, let me smoke on that one. Gen X's a little smoke puff break on that one. Some baby boomers, you know what I'm about to say. No, rap didn't always have violence. The rap that we know of started 72, 74, we'll say 73 then. Started around that period. It started with parties. It started in community. Maybe it had a little sense of competition to it, but it wasn't violence. It wasn't ghetto shit. It wasn't gutter shit. It might have been reporting on the community. At some point it did develop a certain consciousness, but it was not violent. That came about somewhere. So I was trying to explain that to him, like, there was a long period of time where, you couldn't cuss in rap. If somebody said a cuss word, they like bleeped it out, or it was like, oh, they cussed. And then you hit a certain period in rap where every other word was a cuss. It was a cuss word, and it's never really gone back. There's a strong element in rap where that's the freedom that you have to communicate with. You can do that in other aspects of music. It just doesn't show up as much. And so the point being is I was trying to say to him, at one point in time, in certain empowering rap, like Public Enemy's Fight the Power, or just go look up damn near anything Public Enemy, with KRS-One, Kool Moe Dee, there was just different people. There was a certain period in rap where the mood, the vibe, the quest was something empowering. Community awareness, real talk, no bullshit, no fake shit, but empowering. And Love's Gonna Get You, KRS-One. Go listen to that video. Go watch that video. And so then something changed where next thing you know, motherfuckers are straight out of Compton. And I'm not dissing West. I'm not dissing NWA. I'm not dissing Compton. They brought the realism of the street, and they brought a flavor that rap needed. That's one of the things about rap, is that it's like a big gumbo. You know what I'm saying? It's like a big potluck. Bring your flavor to the party, and if it's good, motherfuckers will eat it. That's the bottom line. But something happened where a good portion of the table had like vegetables on the rap table. And then something happened where it was like, no, now it's a little bit more rap snacks and processed food and shit like that. So it is what it is. So I was trying to school that to him, and he wants to jump up. No, rap's always had violence in it. Sit your ass down. First off, don't ever challenge someone who's talking about the time period that they lived in if you didn't live in it. You kind of lose half of that argument the moment you begin to speak. The first word that comes out of your mouth, you lose half of your argument because you didn't actually live in that time period where someone else did. Secondly, the argument then morphed into, and this is where he tried to school me on what's going down today in rap. And I'm a Sigma male. I like to listen to both sides of the argument. I like to take on new information. Even if it makes me wrong right now, maybe it'll make me right in the future. So I'm not afraid to be wrong. I'm not afraid to be humbled. I'm not afraid to process new information and then maybe have to alter my perspective. So I'm listening to him, and somehow the conversation morphed into what artists are doing today and how they're making their money through streams and social media platforms. I didn't dispute that. I'm like, yeah, okay. No doubt. If you're smart, that's what you're doing. Egghead jumps up. I love him. Egghead jumps up. No, you don't even have to be smart. Okay. Yeah, but the point being is that, yeah, today you've got these different platforms. There's different ways to engage on these platforms, multiple platforms. You get people to these platforms. They're streaming. You're getting, money from YouTube. You're monetizing your content. Like, yeah. But that's not how they're getting wealthy. That's not how they're getting rich. So he jumps in and is like, yeah, it is. And I'm like, no, it's not. That's like the appetizer to the meal. You attract people with your talent, but you attract people to these platforms so that then they will buy a higher margin product from you. When they're going to these platforms, all they're doing is paying you attention, which is fucking free. They're paying you attention. It's the most precious commodity, time, but they're paying you free. And then what often you do is, if you're smart about it, is you encourage them to then purchase some type of product of yours. It's preferably something of higher margin. So even on these platforms, you got 1 million, 2 million people watching you on YouTube or on Instagram or on TikTok or any of these platforms. You have to have millions of views in order to really start monetizing it good. So think about the percentage. Think about the fraction per view, per watch, per minute that you have to get in order to finally get paid. Or as you can convince one of those people on those platforms to go buy an upcoming concert ticket, or to buy a pay-per-view from you, or to buy some merchandise from you, and they just drop $60, which when it's all said and done, maybe you as an artist kept 20. You got paid from one person as opposed to waiting for 1 million views to get paid from these platforms. Am I missing something here? I mean, I know I'm Gen X. I know I'm a little bit older. So I'm trying. I was listening to him like, no, I hear what you're saying about the utility of streams and these social platforms and the different technology now to do things. Hell, you may have some different shit coming up soon. Wearable technology that, you're wearing shit that connects you to the artist. Think about that. You were wearing a device. You don't have to do anything. and somehow information is coming to you just off of the device that you're wearing, maybe that shit's going on now. Maybe I sound stupid and there's something like that. Right now, you wear a device and it instantly tells you everything your favorite artist is planning to do or is doing right now. I'm not talking about you hold the device. I mean you wear it like a fucking wristband or something. My point being is even if you're that connected to the artist, you know the artist, every move and step, every piece of content that artist wants to put out there, you get it, and you get it right away. At some point in time, the artist is going to ask you to do what? Pay more than attention. Actually pay with some type of currency. Some type of crypto? Some type of currency. So what I was trying to explain to youngin, is that I hear you about today. Artists are making money with these numbers, with the streaming numbers. Yeah. But that's not how Jay-Z got wealthy. That's not how Dr. Dre got wealthy. That's not how fuck the artists. Look at the studio executives. Look at the record labels. It took them years to finally admit to even wanting to pay the artists off of some of the streaming shit. Because for them, that was small fish. The bigger fish is selling out these arenas, is getting content that we could get pay-per-view. We can get on Netflix. We can, getting our Netflix specials, getting our Apple and Amazon specials. You talking about streaming? I don't give a fuck about $1 million of streams. I mean, 1 million people. I don't give a fuck about 1 million streams, 1 million people streaming. What are you going to do with those 1 million people streaming? Because if you could get 1% of those 1 million people to buy $100 ticket, and hit you with some math. If out of 1 million people, you can get 1% to buy $100 ticket or $100 worth of merch or $100 pay-per-view, how much is that? And then let's say you keep half of that money. So 1 million people, 1%, 10% is 100,000. So 1% is 10,000. You got 10,000 people to buy $100 worth of ticket, product, merch, whatever. That's $1 million. You keep half of that. That's $500,000 for you, for a performance, for a night, for, an engagement, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So do you give a fuck about the 1 million people that viewed, or the 1% that actually bought something? Because that's how you make your money. I'm trying to tell them about touring. I'm like, touring is where these artists really want to be, because that's really when they start for real seeing the change. With advances and different other bullshit the music industry pulls on you, who knows when you really actually starting to get your money? So at least with the touring, you actually kind of see the money come in. You actually feel a little bit closer to the money. No, he's just, the youngin. You know how it is, but we Gen Xers, we used to do that. We used to do the same thing. So I try not to be that way about it. Like I said, I want to incorporate new info, but it is what it is. So you got to work with some of the young people. Now, there's some young people who are straight up ignorant. They need help. They need hope or something. They don't want information. They don't want, even with the exchange that he and I were having, we were exchanging perspective and information in a nice, healthy way. Some people don't want new information. They want to only think what they think. They don't want to get smarter. So it's not a bad thing to have a young person and debate with them. Michael Jordan and LeBron, or Eddie Murphy and Kevin Hart. I don't know. Whatever the new current debate is. It's okay to engage with the young people. And if you're a smart younger person, you engage with some of the older people. That's just the best way to stay relevant, but also understand what's come before you. So, but I had to school this young motherfucker, though. He was getting beside himself. Don't tell me that rap has always been violent. Then had the nerve to tell me that streaming is where artists make their money. No. No, you get people on your platforms. You get people to stream so that they can actually pay more than just attention. Higher margin product that you might actually see instead of waiting for the labels or for the streaming platforms to finally pay you. Get the fuck out of here. You feel me though? I'm out.